you could talk a little bit about what your ultimate goal is with Free Speech Week. What is success going to look like to you?
My goal is to bully and humiliate the UC Berkeley administration into meeting their First Amendment commitments, into meeting their obligations under the law to treat conservatives the same as they treat liberals, which they don't. They had a smokescreen event with this establishment-friendly, diminutive Jewish neocon, Ben Shapiro, who nobody writes for and nobody cares about, a few weeks ago as an attempt to suggest that they are friendly to conservatives. But when actually real dangerous conservatives show up, like Coulter, Steve Bannon, and me, they throw every possible logistical, legal, and financial hurdle in our way, making it as complicated and expensive as possible to exercise our constitutional rights. That cannot continue. UC Berkeley is the perfect battleground for this as the birthplace of the supposed free speech movement, and I intend to humiliate the administration and, where necessary, campus activists, the faculty, Antifa, and by any means necessary, into waking up and realizing that, yes, they live in America and they don't get to silence other people's opinions just because they don't like them.
And how do you plan to do that?
Well, we've got to spend a lot of money. The event's costing $250,000 altogether, at least $100,000 of which is going to go on security fees, which I don't believe that we should pay at all, because I think the college should bear the cost of an environment it has helped to create. UC Berkeley has played footsie with Antifa. It leaked my speaker list early to give domestic terrorists a heads up, effectively, and to drum up opposition to the event. And it has for years either turned a blind eye, kind of tacitly endorsed, or actively assisted with groups that believe violence is an appropriate response to speech. And UC Berkeley needs to have this stuff exposed on a national stage, which means as much scandal and as much attention as possible and as many headaches as are needed for the administration until they get the message that they must do everything within their power to make sure that they are not discriminating on the basis of viewpoint. They say that they are not, they're lying. They need to be bullied into realizing that it is less hassle to just let us have the events than it is to fight us tooth and nail every single time, like they did in February, like they did to David Horowitz this year, like they did to Coulter this year, and like they're doing to us now.
And are Steve Bannon and Coulter actually coming?
Yes, they are. They're confirmed for Wednesday. Obviously, there's some question about venues. I don't believe that UC Berkeley really wants to have people like that speaking in the open air with the shooting risk that represents. There's a huge threat to their personal safety. I do not believe will to be the college campus on which Coulter gets shot dead or Steve Bannon gets shot at. I refuse to believe that. We are in negotiations with them at the moment for those venues, as late in the day as it is. I am very confident they will see sense. Defending free speech, the business of discussing and sticking up for free speech, is precisely and only, in fact, about defending the speech of people you hate. And if people on the left genuinely believe in free speech, they should be supporting the most. First of all, they shouldn't be afraid of us, because if we're so clownish, they should be able to beat us in an open debate. Why then have 500 of them, including the entire Berkeley faculty, refused to show up for Free Speech Week? They will not respond. They will not debate. They will not show up. If I'm such a clown, they should be able to beat me in debate. What it tells me that they won't show up is that they're afraid they'll lose, in which case, what does that make them? And if they really do believe, an open marketplace of ideas, they should want the people that they find clownish to be on stage, because it makes the whole right wing look bad. No. What this is really about is seeking to present robust, funny, polemical, provocative forms of argument and styles of rhetoric as hateful, bigoted, and violent. Because if you do that, you can delegitimize them and chase them from the public square. Well, we're not going to allow that to happen. We're going to insist that we are able to express our views and express our opinions in the most colorful, provocative, and funny and maybe offensive language that we choose to use, because that is every American's right. I'm very happy to provide a platform for people, spend $250,000 of my own money to do it, to ensure that voices who are not traditionally heard, not typically heard on ABC, NBC, CBS, not typically heard on any outlet that refers to itself as balanced or as mainstream. These people are not typically given a point of view or a fair hearing, will be given one at Berkeley Free Speech Week. Look, if there is a violent atmosphere on college campuses, the left created it, the left endorsed it, the left nurtured it, the left has paid for it with taxpayer money, the left has turned a blind eye to it, the left has leaked information about events to it, the left is completely institutional left in the form of university administrators are 100% 100% responsible for violence on college campuses.